Hi, I'm Captain Doug Stanford with Texas Fish Tips. This is your weekly fishing report.
All right, guys, let's go fishing. Into the jetties. It's been nice and calm. It's the time to get out there. Just about any boat, get out there, but be careful if you got a John boat. It ain't got but a bilge pump. One wave will get you full, and the second wave will flip you over. But get out here. There's a lot of good fish. There's redfish. There's trout right next to the rocks, all the way down that south jetty. You don't have to have a boat. You can park along the sand right here and fish anywhere you want down through here. And there's a little point right here, and there's fish all over it. You don't have to go all the way to the end of the jetties, right next to the rocks. You don't have to throw it in the middle. You catch a lot of hardheads this way. The better fish, the ones you want to eat, is going to be along those rocks. Guarantee you. Shrimp has been the way to go. Take your small cast net, get out there. You see a school of mullet, throw it out there and catch them. Don't let it go at the bottom. Yank it when it's still on top, and that way you can catch them without tearing up your net. But anyhow, get on any of these jetties. There's been some good fish. There's been red snapper. There's just about everything been catching out there. Same on that north jetty. Anywhere's down these rocks, you got to get on that jetty boat, get out here, or you get your own boat and get out here. But there's been really calm. There's been some nice fish out here. We did not jump any tarpon, but I did see a couple out there. We were trying to catch them, and they do like big old shrimp. Free line's my favorite. We'd catch them. You can get up there on this beach, all down through here. These waves have been low. You can catch you some trout in there. There's a lot of smaller ones, but there is some bigger ones. Do not go out and try and buy a bunch of croaker right now because they're all small. You're just going to waste your money. Might as well wait a month until they get big enough, and then you'll be better off. But shrimp is the way to go, or pin perch if you can find some smaller ones down through here. And that's a good bait to catch these fish on. But like I say, if you can catch a mullet, tail hook him, chunk him out there, and use him like a croaker, it's the best way to go. Get them big trout. Okay, good old Lydian Channel right down this bank. On the outgoing tide, and catch some nice trout and reds up on that bank. The reds are going to be way up on that shell bank, way up there. Well, the trout, they'll be like 4 or 5 foot deep out here. They like a popping cork and shrimp. If you're using cut mullet in those potholes, you'll catch more reds and bigger reds. But there's all kinds of fish all down through here. Quarantine shoreline, same way. It's a good way to fish in this area, all down through here. Be careful, this weekend's going to be busy. We got babes on the bay, and there's going to be about 1,000 women and boats out here. So try and give them a little room. I suggest not going fishing on Saturday. It's going to be a madhouse. But if you just think you got to, get out here and be careful. Be courteous. Try to be nice to everybody. Now, get over in California Hole. This whole area been catching some nice trout, poppy cork and shrimp. We catch a lot of small ones, but there is a few nice keepers mixed in there, up to 17, 18-inch trout in there. Or you pick up a few redfish while you're at it. There's also been some redfish on cut mullet, and this old V right down through here, the old Klondike Islands. They all been holding some nice redfish. All right, right down the Point of Mustang, these rocks they put in right down through here, there's catch some nice fish along here with shrimp, free line shrimp. There's been some trout right down through, and a couple of black drum mixed in there as well. Same way with the Pelican Island right here, there's a pile of rocks out here. There's some poles sticking up that mark some of it. But free line shrimp, there's been some really good trout down through here. But you got to be careful. There is some ships. When they come through, they will throw a wake. And if you're out in the deeper water, you're okay. But you get up next to that bank, you're liable to get your boat flipped. There was one the other day, somebody got way up on the rocks because of it. And I'm sure they had a lot of fiberglass built because of it. But be careful. Also, there's a horseshoe reef right out here. It's one of my favorite holes. We've been catching a lot of trout off of it. And there's a couple of reds mixed in, all on live shrimp. Okay, these wells out here in Corpus Christi Bay, there's about 40, 50 of them out here, all out through here. They've been holding some nice trout. Go to one, throw you some shrimp around it, free line it a couple of times, don't catch nothing, move to the next one. You may catch a shark, you may catch a bull red, you may catch a big old black drum or some big sheepshead. We've had some 10-pound sheepshead off some of these rigs. But there's a lot of rigs out there, just choose one. But the bigger ones seem to hold the better trout. But you might lose a few more hooks around the bigger ones. But there is rocks around each and every one of them, and that's where the fish are. They're all hiding around those. Okay, get over on this old Portland shoreline. Good old Portland shoreline. Anywhere's down through here. It really hasn't been very windy to really make it work real good, but these piers all down through here, you can fish about 2-3 foot of water along the shoreline with a popping cork and shrimp. There's been some trout. There's been some reds. We've got in some schools of black drum all down through here. We even caught a few mangroves down through here, but it just depends on where you're at. Just bounce around. You find one, hit it a couple times, don't catch any more, move on down because those fish are moving. There's fish all up and down this bank. and there's redfish, there's trout, and we even caught a flounder the other day out of here. But anyhow, shrimp is the way to go.
Thanks for watching. I'm Captain Doug Stanford.